Welcome back to the program, and joining us now is Ronit Cooper with MemorialCare. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you
and
so
your
much.
speaker, Karen Rossi, is joining us on the set too. You're going to be part of our wonderful event, which is with our Thrive project, and that's going to be on November 3rd, right?
That is correct. November 3rd, Monday this time. Wow. Monday, November 3rd from 2 to 3:30. So we extended it a little bit because we found that people were kind of lingering a little bit.
Right.
So we wanted people to really socialize. But we have this great topic that we're bringing this time to our Thrive event, our Harvest event. And it's an anatomy of a scam. And scams are so prevalent in our community and just within the senior community right now. So I wanted to bring Karen to talk about how scams are affecting us.
You're a fraud specialist with the Council on Aging, so this is something you're very aware of, but it's really shocking how people get caught up in these things, but these scammers are getting so good at tricking us that this is prevalent throughout, I don't care any demographic, right? Not just our older community, but we are vulnerable.
Yeah, you're correct. It doesn't matter what your age category is, but because older adults typically have a higher amount of stored wealth, and population-wise, there's many more of us in Orange County, we see a lot of it here in Orange County. Statistically, the FBI will tell you through their IC3 group that in 2023, it was 4.8 billion. I'm sorry, in 2024, it's $4.89 billion lost just in the 60-plus category of people who are losing money through a lot of scams. And the really important thing is to try to identify what does a scam look like. There are thousands of them out there. So the anatomy of a scam is really, what are the main characteristics of every scam, regardless of what the scam might be. And so what we talk about are the 4 main red flags. If you recognize the very first one, which is unsolicited contact by stranger or friend, that helps a lot because then you don't pick up the phone, you don't open the door, you don't open that email, you don't click on that link or that QR code. It is so prevalent, so prevalent. One of the most, I would say the most common one we see is a combination of a romance scam, and then inside the romance scam is like an investment scam, and it's usually cybersecurity oriented. So Bitcoin, things that most of us are not real familiar with.
Right.
And one of the things that they will call it is the long game. It takes a long time for someone to sort of ingratiate themselves to you, and then after they do that, they either start asking for money or they tell you about this amazing investment they have with this guaranteed return.
Wow.
And it's almost always cyber currency because it's not traceable.
Right.
So we see a lot of it. We've seen anything from hundreds of thousands of dollars to multi-million-dollar losses here in Orange County.
Wow. Are you finding this is coming from overseas more, or is it hard to kind of even track where this is originating from?
Well, statistically, 66% of the time when there's financial fraud, it's going to be amongst the family and the friends. Then you add in caregivers, licensed and unlicensed. Now you're at 90%.
Wow.
That last 10%, that's your cyber crime. That's the things happening on the internet.
Wow.
That's the answer to your question, though. 10% of it is that $4.89 billion.
Is the person closest to you. Isn't that scary?
And that 10% are typically people from outside our country, oftentimes Southeast Asia, and they're almost, I would say, vast majority of the time, cyber currency oriented. Because one, it's not traceable, and two, the minute it leaves our country, in 90 seconds, it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not retrievable, and it's not traceable.
Wow.
I would say the largest dollar volumes we see right now and the things that we're familiar with in terms of what the government, the various agencies are investigating, are very much oriented and begun by scamsters outside the United States.
Yeah. But remember, for a while there, it was the grandma, grandpa, call like, hey, grandpa, oh, Johnny, is that you? And then all of a sudden, boom. And next thing you know, oh, I need your help. I'm stuck here. And they want, even $1,000. And that $1,000 turns into $10,000. And it just keeps getting worse and worse.
That's still a very popular scam.
Yeah. So that we were hearing about quite some time ago.
Absolutely.
And so it's unfortunate that, people are being, taken in like this, but we need to know, what are the warning signs? And you just said one of them. I won't answer any phone call if I just don't answer it. And then especially too, clicking on these, links, and you think it's your bank. It's not your bank. It's actually a fraudster, right? Yeah.
I would say the main characteristics, the very first one, unsolicited contact from a friend or a trusted source. The trusted source could look like the IRS, it could look like your bank, it could look like a friend, but you did not initiate the contact. So when your phone rings and you're getting a job offer from Amazon, which I got this morning, and you look at it and you can tell the +63 tells me it's not coming from inside the United States.
Right.
I didn't initiate that call. I should not respond to that call. I
Right.
should block that call, or I should report it as junk and have it removed and deleted.
Exactly.
So that's the number one. But if you answer it, the next thing they're going to do is offer you something of value. In some cases, that's where the scam comes in, the grandparent scam. Still alive and well, mostly during spring breaks and times when your kids are going to be traveling. We see that. We see investment scams. We see toll road scams. We've seen
Yes.
DMV scams.
Those are text messages now.
Yep,
And then,
and-
like, you know, if you have a family and it's like, oh no, my son went on the toll road and didn't pay for it, you hit that thing, next you know, you've been scammed.
So one of the things that Karen taught me while listening to The Anatomy of a Scam is that you're going to have 1,000 text messages go out, and there's going to be somebody sitting in the post office parking lot, and the text says, your postal service was not deliverable.
Right.
So somebody's going to be like, what do you mean my package wasn't deliverable?
Yep.
Click, because, and it's just that person that just happens to be sitting there thinking that it's my package.
Yeah. And that's how people need to think about it. It's like, just think if someone was knocking on your door and then you open the door, you wouldn't. And electronically, when you click on a link or answer a phone call, you're opening up that opportunity for them to take your money. And that's what we really need to be cautious about. It sounds like it's going to be an incredible seminar. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Definitely.
I really enjoy talking about it, not because it's such a horrible thing, because it clearly is, but I enjoy helping people learn how to protect themselves. Because the education and the awareness of what does a scam look like is the first step toward preventing yourself or someone you care for from becoming a victim.
Right.
And these people are relentless. They will keep going, and then once they've dragged you through the long scam and they
Right.
finally realize that you figured out and you've reported it, 3-4 months later, they're going to come back to you with an email that looks like it's from an attorney telling you that, oh, for a little bit of money, I can get your money back. So it just keeps going. It's like it has a tail that will not
Right.
stop.
And at our event, we're going to have a very special moment with someone, because I think the biggest challenge too is people are embarrassed. They don't want their family to know that they've just lost a lot of money, because, you know, their kids will get, you know, worried about them. But a lot of it too, people just won't even acknowledge or share with anybody that they have been scammed. If it's $1,000 or $10,000, $100,000, it's just the embarrassment of, yeah, you got taken. And I think that's a hard thing to kind of get over.
You know, AARP did an excellent presentation for us not too long ago talking about changing the narrative of the person or the individual who becomes the victim,
Yeah.
and flipping it to, it's important to report it, because if we don't report it, then the police and the law enforcement organizations don't have any opportunity to identify who these people are and maybe stop it from happening or
Right.
slow it down.
Yeah.
But beyond that, the people who are afraid to report it, for all the reasons you said, they need to, and we as a population need to look at those people who have been victims of these frauds and say, you know what, it is not about you. It's not about you being stupid or not educated. You made a mistake. We are all infallible, or all fallible, so we are all going to make an error.
Right.
This is about you making a mistake. You're in the parking lot, like Renee was talking about, or you have a grandchild and that voice on the phone sounds like your grandchild.
Yeah.
Because AI is an amazing thing, but in the hands of the wrong people, it's a horrible thing.
Right.
So when you start thinking about who are the people who are being the victims of this, you really need to turn the tables and say, it's the people that are perpetrating the crimes. They are very, very smart. As good as we all are in our professions, they are just that good. So we're dealing with people that are professionals, not people that are, 26 years old sitting in, mom's
Yeah.
basement dialing for dollars. That is not, in most cases, who is perpetrating these big crimes.
Right. It's a little more sophisticated.
Very
now.
sophisticated.
Right.
These people are very, very smart.
Well, Roni, tell us about the Harvest Festival we're going to have and when the event is and where.
So I just really wanted to quickly talk about the Thrive Committee. So the
Right.
Thrive Committee is a group of people that really have come together to help their neighbors, to bring out their neighbors. And so one of the things that we're doing is having quarterly events to help isolated or more people that are feeling like they don't know their neighbors come out and meet new people, So we do an icebreaker game to allow us to introduce ourselves in an easy way, easy fashion. We have a fun game that we have planned for this event. We're gonna have some pie and hopefully some hot apple cider we're working on. So it's gonna be fun, and this great presentation about scams and how we can really protect ourselves, specifically going into the holiday season, knowing that scams are prevalent during the holiday season. So ways to keep our eyes open and to protect ourselves during the holidays.
Right. Well, this is going to be on November 3rd, and it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful presentation. You've already given us some really good tools to utilize, and we're looking forward to your presentation on November 3rd.
Well, we're very excited. Thank you, Renee,
Thank
for including
you.
us in this, and
Absolutely.
thank you for this today, helping
You're
to
welcome.
get the word out.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us here on this day. We'll be right back after these messages, so don't go anywhere.